show host has been diagnosed with a form of dementia.
I think she's losing memory. Have you guys noticed that?
How dare
Wendy Williams, once a cultural icon known for her no-holds-barred talk show and fearless interviews, is now at the center of a storm that has left many questioning her health, finances, and the circumstances surrounding her dramatic fall from grace. The former talk show host, who was once synonymous with bold takes and fearless celebrity gossip, is now silenced, her voice lost under the weight of what is claimed to be permanent incapacitation due to early onset dementia. However, is there more to Wendy's decline than just health issues? Could there be darker forces at play orchestrating her downfall, possibly for financial gain? Wendy Williams has always been a larger-than-life figure, known for her biting commentary and ability to stir up controversy. But her journey has taken a tragic turn, particularly following the announcement of her dementia diagnosis in 2023. The once vibrant star, who made her name by spilling Hollywood secrets and calling out celebrities with an unflinching honesty, is now fighting for control over her own life. After revealing her diagnosis, Wendy was placed under a court-appointed guardianship, a move that many believe has opened the door for exploitation. Sabrina Morrissey, Wendy's legal guardian, was appointed to oversee her affairs after her health issues and cognitive decline became evident. Initially, Morrissey's role seemed to be in line with the protective nature of guardianships. However, as time has passed, concerns have arisen about whether Morrissey is truly acting in Wendy's best interests, or if she has exploited Wendy's vulnerable state for her own financial gain. Wendy's financial troubles have been particularly alarming. Before her health struggles became publicly known, Wendy had amassed an impressive fortune, reportedly over $55 million. Yet, after Morrissey took over, Wendy found herself unable to access her own money. Every purchase, no matter how small, required her to go through her guardian. This lack of autonomy has led many to question how her financial affairs are being handled. How could someone who was once so financially independent suddenly find herself without control over her own finances? The implications are far-reaching, as many believe Morrissey may be manipulating Wendy's situation for personal gain. Adding fuel to the fire, Morrissey has been accused of mishandling significant sums of money, including funds tied to the controversial Where is Wendy Williams? documentary. This documentary, initially intended to be a tribute to Wendy's career and resilience, quickly took a darker turn. Instead of highlighting her professional achievements, it focused heavily on Wendy's personal struggles, including her battle with alcohol addiction and her mental health decline. Fans were heartbroken to see Wendy, once a powerhouse in the entertainment world, reduced to a shell of herself in the documentary, bedridden, drinking vodka in bed, and having panic attacks. Many were outraged by this portrayal, believing that the documentary was exploiting Wendy's health crisis for profit. The accusations grew more intense when it was revealed that Morrissey may have allowed the documentary to move forward despite Wendy's fragile state. According to Wendy's publicist, Sean Zenit, Wendy would have been mortified by how she was portrayed. The documentary, far from focusing on Wendy's potential career revival, instead showcased her at one of her lowest points. Wendy, who was always known for her sharp wit and confidence, appeared helpless and vulnerable, and fans were left to wonder if this was a deliberate attempt to capitalize on her suffering. The controversy surrounding the documentary only deepened when Morrissey filed a lawsuit against Lifetime and its production companies, accusing them of exploiting Wendy's health. Morrissey's legal team claimed that Wendy, who had been declared permanently incapacitated, was not in a state to consent to the project. They argued that Wendy was misled into thinking the documentary would focus on her comeback, not her downfall. However, Lifetime and its partners stood firm, arguing that the documentary provided an honest portrayal of Wendy's struggles and that Wendy's family had been involved in the approval process. They even claimed that Wendy had been compensated for her participation, receiving around $4,000, though Morrissey disputed this, claiming that Wendy was entitled to far more. Despite the lawsuit, Morrissey's management of Wendy's affairs continues to come under intense scrutiny. The idea that a legal guardian appointed to protect a vulnerable individual might be taking advantage of their position for personal gain is disturbing. The allegations against Morrissey go beyond mere financial mismanagement. There are accusations that she may be using Wendy's condition to control her wealth and possibly her future. One of the most heartbreaking aspects of this situation is the fact that Wendy's closest friends and family appear to have been left powerless in the face of her guardianship. Regina Shell, Wendy's lifelong best friend, has publicly criticized Morrissey, claiming that Wendy is not receiving the care she deserves. Shell pointed out that Morrissey, who was a stranger to Wendy before taking on the guardianship, has not been transparent in her actions. According to Shell, Wendy would often go without food for hours, as her meals were frequently delayed or forgotten. Shell described a scenario in which Wendy would order breakfast at 7:30 a.m., only to receive it at noon, long after she was ready for lunch. Even more troubling is the revelation that Wendy had no access to her own finances, forcing her to go through Morrissey for every transaction. This loss of control over her own money has left many questioning whether Wendy is being exploited. Shell described the situation as reminiscent of the Britney Spears conservatorship debacle, but even worse because in Wendy's case, it was not a family member who had control over her life, but an outsider. Shell's concerns are shared by others who feel that Wendy's guardianship has become a power grab with little regard for her well-being. At the heart of the allegations against Morrissey is the question of whether Wendy is truly incapacitated, or whether her vulnerability is being used to justify her guardianship and the control that comes with it. Fans and insiders are beginning to wonder if there is more to Wendy's situation than meets the eye. Is her cognitive decline the result of illness, or is it a product of a system that allows those in power to exploit vulnerable individuals for personal gain? The parallels between Wendy's situation and the recent medical crises of other celebrities, such as Jamie Foxx and Bishop T.D. Jakes, have led some to speculate that there may be a larger pattern at play. Both Foxx and Jakes, who have been publicly associated with figures like Diddy, have suffered mysterious health incidents that have raised eyebrows. Is it possible that Diddy's influence extends beyond the entertainment industry and into the personal lives of his former associates? Could he or others in his circle be behind the decline of figures like Wendy Williams, Jamie Foxx, and even T.D. Jakes? The relationship between Wendy and Diddy has long been contentious. From the early days of Wendy's career, she was unafraid to call out Diddy, especially regarding his involvement with hip-hop artists. Wendy's outspoken nature, particularly on her radio show and later on her talk show, made her a target for Diddy and his camp. In 1998, Wendy was fired from her radio job at Hot 97, and she has always believed that Diddy played a role in her dismissal. Over the years, Wendy continued to publicly criticize Diddy, suggesting that he was manipulative and controlling in his relationships with women. She even accused him of orchestrating a confrontation between her and his female artist group, Total, back in the 90s. In recent years, Wendy's commentary on Diddy has become even more pointed. She accused him of controlling relationships and using his power to manipulate women. Despite this, Diddy and Wendy seemed to bury the hatchet when he appeared on her show in 2017. However, the animosity between the two was palpable, and Wendy continued to speak out about Diddy's relationships, particularly his tumultuous breakup with Cassie Ventura. Given the long-standing tension between Wendy and Diddy, it's not difficult to see why some fans are now questioning whether Diddy's influence may be involved in Wendy's recent troubles. The mysterious nature of Wendy's decline, coupled with the allegations of financial mismanagement and exploitation, has led some to draw eerie parallels between her situation and that of other celebrities who have fallen out of favor with Diddy. As the battle over Wendy's guardianship and finances rages on, one thing is clear: Wendy Williams deserves justice. Whether it's her health, her money, or her career, The questions surrounding her future are not likely to be answered anytime soon. But as her fans continue to rally behind her, there's hope that the truth will eventually come to light. Will Wendy ever regain control over her life, or has she been permanently silenced by forces beyond her control? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: Wendy Williams' story is far from over.